Clavicular Zero. Whether it's convincing young men and women that they're ugly so they invest $50 a month into his looksmaxxing course, or just simply running someone over with his car. For the last couple weeks, this guy's been the talk of the internet town. Clavicular Zero has had a rise comparable to a roller coaster ride. Debatably entertaining content streaming to 100,000 people on Kick, says the N-word on live.
Give me an excuse to say Nick.
Slow rise back up, does illegal drugs on stream.
Yeah. Watch out.
Every single time his rise in popularity should slow down or his ride should end, another track appears, and much like a man, he runs it over and brags about it.
Who are you?
Clavicular.
Why are you so fancy and popular?
It's because I ran over a guy with my car.
Are you going to jail?
I'm not.
That was all I prepared for a thesis statement. Hopefully half of you don't click off during this next part where I say, hi, my name is Caleb, and for every moment of my life, I am making the next YouTube video. So if you like this one and want more content like this, I am probably scripting and recording one right now. And if you're new around here, I like good smells, which is why it's customary for me to have a candle lit for just about every video I'm recording. However, it's time to go big or go home, which is why I'm done lighting rinky-dink candles, and it is time to dream as big as possible, which is why I have the biggest possible candle imaginable. It feels like every couple of years now we get a new Andrew Tate type alpha male clone. I would say this is comparable to like the Avatar, but on the show Avatar, basically when one avatar's life cycle ends, the next one is born, and that one can then bend all four elements, except when we get a new Andrew Tate type clone, they just think they're above everybody, hate women, and want to sell you a course on looking good. At first it was your boy, Kobe Tate himself. A couple of years go by, then comes Wes Watson, and as you probably know, he got gadooshed. So naturally, next up to bat is Clavicular Zero, Tate the Third, or as he'd like to refer to himself as, High Value Man. To be defined on Urban Dictionary as a vague term for a guy that both kicks ass in his social life and career. And in other words, it's a hot guy that's got a lot of money. To be opposed by a high value woman, which you'd assume would have the exact same definition. However, according to Clavicular, they're actually all walking around invisible because they don't exist.
Do you think there are still good women out there?
If there is, I certainly don't know any of them.
But look where.
However, if I was to be completely honest about Clavicular, he's just looking out for the little guy. Both through his streams and his TikTok account, he wants to attract as many young men as possible so he can help them all become attractive and hot.
If I was this, if I was that, what I mug, it's like work with what you got, and you know you'll get somewhere good enough to get girls. 99% of the time. Like you, look at this guy. He's worried about his height. Look at his.
And the ones that Clavicular doesn't personally find attractive, they're just below him. Did I really write that they're below him? Yeah.
What's subhuman? Subhuman is a term that we use in like the looksmax community for like horrendously ugly people.
Dude, subhuman? So if you're not walking around with a face looking as sculpted as handsome Squidward, you are nothing. Or to spin this on to the other side of the spectrum, if you're a woman that he doesn't find attractive, you are once again worthless.
Her mid-face is way too long. She's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial folds.
And it is to this point that the Clavicular followers will be roasting me in the comment section, telling me that I have a negative canthal tilt and my jawline couldn't cut a baby, let alone a grown man. But hey, I've got to be honest with you here, Chief. I think I'd much rather try to live my life while eating semi-healthy and working out when I can, as opposed to living every moment in insecurity to the point where I'm doing things like hitting myself in the jaw with a meat mallet in order to sharpen my jawline. Now, if someone is so ugly that they deserve to grovel at the very grounds you walk on, you must have an outline as to how attractive someone has to be defined as subhuman, I'd assume, right?
Can't get away from this, bro.
Alright, 1 second, guys.
Oh, it's not even downstairs, not even up here.
It's kind of how the club works.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Holy Resident Evil puzzle necklace. I fuck with that. Alright, well, thanks for just saying.
Them recognizing his Resident Evil 4 necklace just saved his life. Clavicular just unaggroed on him. Now, ignoring the fact that Clavicular is clearly hopped up on several types of drugs off this recording from a live stream, because he's open about it. If this dude is considered subhuman, I'm considered like subhuman. I must be looking like Smeagol from the Lord of the Rings, bro. I must be like that one fish that decided to walk out of the water that one day in 2000 BC. If this decent looking guy is subhuman, then that's me. The fish that started it all, the most sub a human can get. Which naturally brings me to my next segue. Superman, is definitely projecting in moments like this.
What do you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10? Probably 3 out of 10. Very recessed infraorbitals, right? Lacking eye support, and your supers are pretty high. Your jawline, your gonial angle is very, very high as well.
Because I'll admit it, while beauty is definitely in the eye of the beholder, this guy is objectively attractive.
What would you say are your most attractive and least attractive features right now?
Sorry, if I could interject here for a second. Your entire personality. Just change like the entire thing and we're good.
Least attractive features, I would say that my nose and yeah, as well as maybe like the total height of my skull.
Jokes aside, no wonder Clavicular and his followers will look at a perfectly good-looking guy like this and refer to him as subhuman. That's the type of thinking that you create and support when you create a community of people that are just judgmental and painted as them trying to help you become attractive. Under this clip that I played a second ago, his followers didn't comment and say, no, he's actually pretty good looking, he doesn't have much to change. They commented on his philtrum. His philtrum needs to be fixed. The part between your nose and your mouth, this thing, that is a problem. Uh-oh, did someone just accidentally reveal that they're extremely insecure about themselves and that's why they nitpick and project on other people constantly?
Horrible nasolabial fold.
Because fun fact, I'll have you know that no one in history has been checking somebody out that they might find attractive and decided that they don't like them based on the height of their skull?
Maybe like the total height of my skull.
No, they're looking at that nasty ass philtrum. Ew. No, that, my friend, is called insecurity, and a disorder, and a pretty hefty one at that. And to go even further, some of his fans can't even decide what is defined as attractive, where they're arguing in the comment section whether or not they actually do like his philtrum. Philtrum is bad, it's his philtrum. His philtrum is ideal. No. Ears, nostrils, downward eyelashes, and traps. Bruh. It's almost like beauty is subjective or something. No. And honestly, I've gotta say it, for a man and a community of people that are so scared of the homosexuals.
Are you interested in defending LGBTQIA rights? Absolutely fucking not.
They do tend to spend a lot of time staring at each other's top lips. And to go even further, to claim that he knows more about what is attractive about men than literal women because we don't listen to them. I'm not saying anything in particular, I'll let you draw your own conclusion from what I'm saying.
I feel like my ass is wetter than—
Oh, also, Clavicular seems to refer to gay people as homosexuals.
Yeah, when you phrase it like that, it does sound a little bit homosexual.
And I gotta say, just call them gay people, bro. That's the same thing as like me being scared of a spider and calling it an arachnid. No one does that. They're people too. Spiders are people too. But that's just it with this Clavicular guy. He preys on insecure young men who either don't like their looks or can't find a girlfriend, and he tells them that he has the answers. He can make you love yourself and find yourself attractive and get all the girls you want. So the insecure young men in question are just Putty and Clavicular's superhuman hands. The people that watch his content don't just watch his content like I would watch like an Eddie Burback video or something for entertainment. They watch him so they can consume his entire lifestyle. They watch him so they can study his every single move and take in as much advice as possible so one day they can be just like him. From snorting literal crystal meth on his live streams.
Yo, let me walk in front of the camera real quick.
Go ahead. You wanna walk in front? I'm feeling insulted.
No, don't.
Ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Powered up?
Yeah, we're good.
Let's go.
We're restarting. Recharge.
It's like you guys think that getting subs and like, dude, you think that getting subs is fun? You know, regularly? Wait till you fucking do it on math, my G.
To literally, how do I put this lightly, getting sloppy toppy on his Kick live streams.
Let's get some,
These insecure men look at moments like this on his live streams, and rather than laughing it off or saying that's weird and moving on, they idolize him and say, hell yeah, Clavicular, that's exactly what I want. Please take $50 a month. Teach me how to be just like you. Please, I want to harass the people that watch me when I see them in person, just like you do.
You can't just go around saying things and expect things to go well for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I know you think we do live streaming, but I don't give a shit. What are you high on?
Oh my god, even my clavicles are shaking right now. What happens when you stick 3 of the most sharp jawlines you've ever seen in your life in the same room together? Will they not all decapitate one another in one go? Seriously, these guys look the exact same. Seriously, isn't it the dream to look like every other white boy on the planet that cheats on their girlfriend? And I know I delivered that like it was a joke, but it's true. All of these guys want to look the exact same, and the funniest part about it is, has one woman even been asked like one time if this is what they find attractive in a man? Or do you just know? Do all of you out there just know what makes a man attractive?
Going down on some meat.
But that's what you get out of a group of insecure people that look at faces as mere numbers and attractive equal human, unattractive equal nothing.
Marlon Boggs, all of you? Yeah, but he's black.
Which is why you probably recognize Clavicular from the most recent news headlines of him hitting someone with his car, and why he reacts this way when the charges get dropped. Because the man he hit with his car had a negative canthal tilt, meaning he deserves to die. Now, no, I'm not saying that Clavicular actually claims this man is ugly, I will now smite him, but based on the way he talks, that's the only implication he sends.
Subhuman is a term that we use in like the looksmaxx community for like horrendously ugly.
Whether he found him to be ugly, or whether this guy was actually harassing him, he wasn't armed with a weapon or anything. He was just being a little bit annoying. It's a man's life, and people are just like acting like it was okay for him to do that. It's through things like this or Andrew Tate that I think I've realized how ready people are to just follow somebody. Like, based off everything Clavicular says and how little he cares about literally running somebody over, mind you, with a Tesla Cybertruck of all things, it's giving pretty intense narcissist vibes. No, of course, I could never pass judgment on something like that. I'm in no position, you know what I mean? So. But here's basically his community telling you.
My name is Patrick Bateman. I'm 27 years old. I believe in taking care of myself.
Sorry, Jason Bateman? Hey Paul? Like the guy from the movie American Psycho? Who was the American Psycho? And worse yet, notorious Huey Lewis and the News fan? Yeah, jokes aside, his fan base either hasn't seen the movie or they actually have no sense of morality and they're stupid, I'll say it. Patrick Bateman was the bad guy in the movie. When you watch Breaking Bad, do you guys just see Walter White as a businessman? He was terrible at business. These type of people that will support somebody like Clavicular and compare him to literally Patrick Bateman are also the same type of people that see movies like Wolf of Wall Street and think they're cool guys.
Was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.
Hold on a minute, Caleb, earlier didn't you say that he smokes crystal meth? Yeah, and he's surprisingly open about it. Like, as open about smoking illegal drugs on the street on live stream as like the local crackhead that lives next to the gas station in my town. His name is Terry, don't judge him. He knows he has a problem. He has 99 problems. Crystal meth is one of them.
Take 7.5 milligrams of Accutane a day. I use as a stimulant and to lean max. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually, and I'm pretty much using meth for hollow cheeks.
And shocker, shocker, much like any other rich white guy on the internet, Clavicular Zero has a, say it with me, of course, he's selling for $50 a month on looksmaxxing. So you can be just like him, his muscles, his jawline, not as Filtrum though, and most importantly of all, you can have the same mugshot as him. Sorry, actually, I think that's the police that do that.
Attractive men get treated differently. They get the girls, they get the respect, and they get the opportunities handed to them, while you get nothing. You finally experience what it's like to live life on easy mode. No more rejection, no more being invisible, no more wondering what if. Now, I only only work with guys who are serious. This is a premium one-on-one program. I'm going to personally work with you to design your complete transformation protocol. I won't be giving you cookie cutter plans or generic.
For $50 a month, you get access to his entire looksmaxxing course. A course that is genuinely named off of a word that doesn't exist.
What I will be giving you is a comprehensive system tailored specifically to you, including the extreme protocols that actually work, the exact protocols to avoid side effects,
direct access to his DMs along with a weekly call, and exclusive looksmaxxing guides that are dropped weekly for things like tanning, your eyebrow ridge, your jaw. However, upon taking a closer look at this course, something seemed a little bit strange. Clavicular, if you will. Weekly Zoom calls with only a handful of people at a time so we can really focus on you and make you feel heard and really just focus on what you need changed in that moment. However, when you're signing up for his course, it's not like there's a cap that says, no, I'm full of customers right now. I don't have time to focus on you. You're just gonna have to stay subhuman until I can help you. Of course, there would be a cap, you know, he can't focus on 4,000 people at a time, right? But no, there's no cap. The only cap I see is in the video where he says he wants a handful of students at a time. No teacher could possibly teach 4,000 or more people at a time, right? Well, if there is someone out there, it's not Clavicular.
$1,000 on Clavicular's coaching 2 weeks ago. So here's an update. I have not done a personalized call with him yet, which is the main selling point of this one-on-one coaching. And when I asked him about it, he said it's included. And he asked me what questions I have, and then he continues to answer them, so he does not need to do the one-on-one call.
This guy that, mind you, doesn't even need this course is so delusional that he might come back to have a call with him someday just because he's earned his trust so much and filled him with so much hope that he just wants Clavicular to have a damn call with him.
Right now, I'm asking him if he knows good places to do the surgeries and if he can help me get a good places to do a rhinoplasty and an Italian plastic. And in my mind, the $50,000 I spent is completely justified.
He's just busy right now. Soon he'll call and he'll tell me how ugly I am and what angle to hit my face with a hammer. But let me tell you, do you think even Clavicular himself spent $50 on a course to look this way? Or do you think it's just good eating habits and genetics? And to go even further, do you think anybody in history who has ever referred to themselves as a king has ever wanted anybody else to also refer to themselves as a king? I don't think so. And don't get me wrong or misconstrue this video in any way. I do think that there are plenty of good tips that he can give you on his page, like taking care of your weight and eating properly and having a skincare routine. But when you're doing things like telling people to inject themselves with peptides...
My top 3 peptides are retatrutide. You know, that's going to be the GLP-1 that we discussed before.
Substances that, depending on sourcing, can get you arrested, it becomes dangerous. And to peddle such homophobia and insecurity when you're literally telling men to wear makeup.
It's going to be something called a waterline pen. Take the pen, like so. We're just gonna apply a very light layer, minimal application.
Isn't this a little gay?
Come on, bro. Now, I know this is barely scratching the surface of the iceberg of this, but I just wanted to keep this video relatively short and sweet. In conclusion, this guy's a whack job. Think for yourself, form your own opinions, and probably don't look at people as mere numbers or not people at all if you don't find them attractive, because we're all gonna get old and shitty looking someday anyways, which is why, say it with me, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You're not in charge of what determines whether someone else is attractive or not. Yes, there's objectivity. That doesn't mean someone should just grovel at your feet if they're not attractive to you. Anyways, that's all about clavicles. Sorry, had to do it. Thank you all for watching, and now I'm gonna go hit myself in the face with a hammer 17 times. Bye.